Ding dong. But where's the bing bong? Huh?
That's the doorbell, not the Monokuma
Ding
bell.
dong. The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world. Rattle.
Makoto, get out here.
Kyoko? What's going on?
Hina just came to see me. She called herself Anya. It sounds like something has happened.
What? As soon as I heard those two words, as soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake.
She said for us to come to the room.
The rec room? Okay, let's hurry.
That was a hurry, alright?
Makoto! Kyoko! You know what's wrong. Something's not right. In the rec room. It's inside. There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. When I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
I was just walking past, and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
First of all, we need to get into that room.
But the door's locked, right? If we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
We're going to force our way in.
I just said...
The door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room doesn't have a...
Huh? Why?
It feels like the door is pressing up against... Is it the chair?
Chair?
Either way, this door isn't locked. Which means, as far as I can... The rule doesn't apply.
Then there's no problem if we break in? Whoop.
Let's smash the window. It's the least we can try.
Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure... Kyoko didn't reply. It was only silence. That silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom! In the classroom! Use it!
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two stand back. Took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could, and I cleaned that window! And when directly, all it took was one solid hit. Crash! The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. Sure, it's pretty heavy. If I can just... I pushed on with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could. But the moment I laid my hand on her... Rhino, you lost another character!
God damn it.
All I felt was cold death. Literally, your only remaining characters are basically antagonists.
Yay.
I feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. Then... Ding dong, ding dong. Hey, that's no bing bong!
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
I like how they never mention exactly how long.
Yeah, well, because, you need as much time as you take. Whew. Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead? I heard Hida talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on, at Sakura's dead body.
We didn't make it in time. It's happened again.
Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again.
I need to examine Sakura.
I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone. Ah! Ogre?
Oh, so she's dead, huh?
Sakura's been killed, I see.
As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room. It was one of you! Hiro, Byakuya, Toko! One of you killed Sakura!
Hey, we're not on the suspicious list.
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation.
I don't need to investigate anything! Because you hated her! You hated the sight of her! One of you did it! I know it!
You know it? Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase that much just by getting mad.
What are you doing here?
Isn't it obvious I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer? That's right, it's the next Monokuma file! And don't get so mad, Miss Ashaina, or you're going to ruin that lewd little face of yours.
I was about to say I told you, and
Now
Toko's
then,
voice, but Toko's
with
not
that,
here.
Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Uh-huh.
Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
Then I killed her. Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, saved me the trouble having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her. So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blanket is this time, I owe you one.
Oh, the one!
Whoopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better go figure out who did it first. Because, I mean, your lives are all on the line, right? Hoo-hoo-hoo! Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Alright, Tigger. What the hell?
Hoo-hoo-hoo!
He owes them one? I hate him! I hate this whole thing!
Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all.
How can you say that now?
Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Right now, our top priority, kill her.
Sorry. First off, you part of that got cut off, so what I heard was, right now, our top priority, kill her.
Yep, that's what I heard.
It's like, alright, who are we killing?
Byakuya.
That's not a her!
Might as well be, bitch. If we can't do that, we're all dead.
If we can't kill Byakuya, we're all dead.
Then let's decide who will stand guard this time.
I'll do it. Hina, I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here. With Sakura.
Okay, then Hina's guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
Me.
You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that
An order?
Fuck you. I'll stay behind because I want to.
And it's settled. Let's begin, shall we?
Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
Which is...
Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene. What? One of you killed Sakura. I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate.
I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here.
Aren't they already in here?
Well,
She's like,
if there's any further discussion, would be a waste of time.
she's like shoving them out right now.
How about a compromise? I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me.
What?
You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Nope. Don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving
Yeah.
Edgeworth and Mia. Anyway,
No! Do not ship! Do not ship!
I just came up with 2 characters. All right, shut up.
And you, Hero, do you
I
really
don't
object?
actually ship them.
If we're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
Then it's decided.
Nothing's decided!
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request.
You should agree to the opposite. Byakuya is the only one not allowed in. But
We have to find out who killed Sakura. You kick him in the dick after. For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. I didn't realize what this is.
we have to kick him in the dick to honor Sakura's memory. I guess it's okay. I'll kick him in the dick. No matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her.
Or else it'll be 10 times as hard.
Naturally, why would I want to touch a filthy dead body?
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer, all of us face execution.
Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can
So
do
what's
it.
that behind her chair?
We want to survive. We have to. It probably blood.
No, that's the shards of something behind her.
Kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it.
Make your dreams come true.
Investigate. Alright, better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There was evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. Alright! She was not killed by a blow to the head. I can already tell just from the wording. Because in the past, it was always the cause of death was, and now they're saying there is evidence of.
Do I need to say what the obvious answer is?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the poison is involved, yes. The poison is either going to be how she died, or it's there to throw us off.
Or it's what?
Or it's there to throw us off.
Either way, don't
well,
need to-
what's the next line say?
Other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at that point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. So,
The blood is magenta, so...
Poison has been added to the truth bolt section of your handbook.
I think the case this time might be challenge.
Why is that?
The only way into the rec room...
The rec room is...
the door we just came through. And that door has been jammed shut with a chair from inside the... which means the killer would have had to escape... Sorry. Had to escape somehow after barring the door.
So if the door is blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, it's like zero escape, right? The nonary games.
In other words, this is a classic locked
room murder. Locked room murder? Guess you might see this kind of thing in mystery movies or books or whatever. Could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails?
Sure, if you don't mind.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first is when the locked room is created after a crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special methods seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations.
So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed.
Oh?
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from the outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door. Something like that.
So for the record, I already have an idea of how this went down. I'm just waiting for the dialogue to finish.
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it.
Yeah, I think we could probably cross that one off the list.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up.
What do you mean by that?
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use fusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's it.
Sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe. Yeah, I already know it can't be that because it was me, Hina, and Makoto, Kyoko, and Hina were outside the room, and then we opened it, and then Hina went and got the others. So the only way that could have happened is if we talked to Hina and she was like, "Oh, I didn't actually get Byakuya," or something like that.
He was already there the whole time.
And the fourth and
Winkety
final
winkety
type
winkety
is
wink.
when it wasn't actually a locked room at all.
Not a locked room.
By that, I mean there's actually an alternate escape room somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality, it's possible.
Did you think we can cross that one off too?
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics.
So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary
focus.
during this trial. But right now, I can't really say.
I see. The way the killer set up the locked room.
Icy, can I have it? I'm really thirsty right now.
If you want to get a drink, go ahead. Trying to figure that out.
Be right back.
Alright, until I figure that out, truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, nothing else. Alright, before investigating begins, I want to go over my current theory, okay? I don't have a theory on who the killer is, but I have a theory about how the thing ended up this way. My theory is Sakura got poisoned, and then for some reason was chased into or was already in the rec room and sealed herself in before knowing she was poisoned. Like maybe just as an example, Jill was trying to kill her and Sakura was like, I don't want to kill you in self-defense, but I also don't want you to kill me, so I'm locking myself in here. So basically, I think she locked herself in here and the poison was done ahead of time. It could easily just be a case of the killer didn't expect her to do that. Because also bear in mind, she's vomited over there, and her body is here. And like with Hifumi, I don't think any one person would be able to lift her body. So it seems likely that the poison was not instant, because she was able to throw up over there and then get into this chair.
Well, first let's see what the red stuff.
Yeah. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? This must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. This looks like some kind of wrapper. That's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I gave it to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. Thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. Found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. Now, I've lost all their flavor. Hina. Polka dot candy wrapper. Alright, so, unless somebody got into Hina's room, which is likely because in every single case, someone's like, oh yeah, I was just able to get into this person's room, no biggie. Then... that's not really much of a clue. That clearly just means that it was the wrapper from the candy that Sakura ate. Oh, more broken stuff over here. Some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty.
I was wondering if that was going to come into it.
Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. Ah!
Protein.
So, I'm gonna guess that the protein is what was poisoned. And that's how and that's how they got her. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Protein.
Wouldn't take that to heart if I were you.
I know. Still, this protein can. Can what? It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the Chem Lab had all kinds of health stuff. You must have gotten this from the Chem Lab.
That's strange.
Huh? What is?
You see what's scattered around the can?
Shards of light blue glass. It must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
But they aren't just scattered around the... They're also underneath.
Why does that matter?
I can't say for sure yet. But you're probably going to want to take...
Because the glass wouldn't have forced itself under a bottle that was already there.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll become an later. Sorry, what was that?
Because it wouldn't have, yeah. It wouldn't have forced us, the glass wouldn't have gotten under something that was already there.
Under something that was already here, you mean?
Yeah. If we assume... I guess it could just be that there was something else broken there besides just the window. Or it could just be the bottle was upright and fell over.
Did you look at the chair there that was by the door?
The one that was leaned up against it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, it was probably on that, actually. That would make sense. The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. The chair is not important at all! There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Man, I didn't know the magazines were that bad. It must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Alright, what else can I look at?
Way behind her.
Well, I guess I can look at... Okay, there are the bottles. I guess I can look at Sakura herself. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. Inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. Oh, 2 of them are missing. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles?
It's no different from your standard shit in a bottle.
Huh?
You know, the bottle where the bottle's opening is smaller than the book placed inside. You've never seen that.
Oh, yeah, maybe I have.
So this is the Monokuma version. A Monokuma bottle, if you will.
Monokuma bottle. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. Monokuma figure we found on the ground. Red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit on the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Alright,
Where's the queen?
Queen was the other one missing?
Yeah. There was rook, bishop,
Pawn.
king, I think a pawn.
Yeah, and then the knight was the one that we picked up. So yeah, assuming it continues on with chess theme, then we're missing one. Can I look at the magazine rack? Same shelf full of magazines. It's all different kinds of magazines here. Alright, nothing. Nope, don't go down. I'm saving talking to people for last. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt that the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. It's kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There's no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside.
Chair wasn't important.
Alright. Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. According to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I could see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Rhino.
Not a chance.
Byakuya.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location.
Interesting?
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree?
No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. It does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. So I believe all that's left is talking to people now. Okay. I already know who did it. Byakuya and Toko were hero. It had to be one of them. I couldn't stand the sight of her. Agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? And eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me. She said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon? The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. She wouldn't listen. She said not to worry. She just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. The fact she'd asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, might be good to confirm what I just heard with all three of them directly. Well, first, Kyoko. E.
Sorry, but for Sakura to have been killed...
Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist. Strong in body, mind, and spirit. What is barding?
She was a strong bard. She multi-classed.
So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on?
Toot toot. I found a saxophone. Also, Zelda decided she wants in my lap.
Alright then. Alright then. Oh. I wonder, did someone get the other upper hand?
They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand in chance, sir.
What do you want? You're bothering me.
There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
Make it quick.
Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room?
We found out. Interesting.
Then it's true.
I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do that, what it said, and risk being killed by a monster?
You didn't go see her?
Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all.
Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight.
Okay. Thanks. What else is there to look at? Oh. Hey, the locker's open! Rhino, the locker's open!
Oh my god, it's always the box.
Huh? The locker's open. You're on the inside. It's a handprint?
What's a handprint doing there?
Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the... and left behind a little extra.
So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? During all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility.
Huh? Why not?
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room.
Yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
So there's no way someone could have hidden it there until after we opened.
Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean?
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general?
Yeah, I think so, for the most part. E.
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave. Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place.
She's decided? She's done a lot
Yes,
more
I've
pushing
decided.
since we had our issue. She's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Whoosh!